This is Nina Perez, and this is Straight Talk, no sugar added. Thank you so much for watching. This show is created to discuss life topics and hopefully to challenge and transform your thinking. Today, I have one of my favorite peeps up in the house. His name is Chris Jackson, and he's not only done Straight Talk with me, but he also does another show that I have, which is called Memoirs of a Fat Girl, and that's going from FAT to PHAT, which is pretty healthy and terrific, and it is my health and wellness journey. And he was on there as well talking about self-sabotage and all of that. That was one of my favorite episodes, and actually one of the episodes that's been watched more than any other episode that I've had on that show yet. So I think it was like 1,200 views or something like that. So sabotage is a big thing apparently. So Chris is a life coach, and he comes from this great organization called Coaching and Counseling in Connecticut. And it is a unique hybrid practice that integrates solid cognitive science and creative concepts to deliver impactful insights and powerful transformative change in the thinking and behaviors of their clients. And so they are specifically skilled at identifying who their clients are at their core, what they want, and how to get it without the guilt, right? So the reason he is here today is because he is going to help me out. I am in this place in my life where I'm trying to figure out, what is Nina, right? Kind of like, what is my niche? What do I want to really do with this platform that I have? So Chris, why don't you give us a quick introduction of you, and then we're going to go right into it. And this is all freestyle, guys. So you're going to get it raw, and that's how it is.
All right. Thank you so much, Nina, for that introduction. Hello, everybody out there in Straight Talk land. Thank you for catching this. I really appreciate your time. And Nina, I really appreciate your time too, and your willingness to hashtag go there. So that's going to be pretty cool. And like she said, this is going to be raw.
Yeah.
This is going to be off the cuff. I mean, she sent me a couple of questions that she might want to go over, but you never know where this goes. In the coaching session, this is all about me and her doing this lovely dance, bachata, salsa, merengue, hip hop,
Right.
whatever kind of dance you like. This is what we're going to be doing.
Right.
And but I'm going to lead it in a couple of different
Yes.
ways to see how it feels out. But I'll always ask you permission where we can go, especially like we're going to have this recorded and everything like that too.
Right.
So very brave, vulnerability on 100. But you can handle it because that's your style. So my name is Christopher Jackson. I am the husband in the husband and wife duo that is Coaching and Counseling in Connecticut. My wife is the licensed mental health counselor. She's licensed in Connecticut and New York. And I'm a life coach. I'm licensed worldwide. I could be whatever I need to be as a life coach. Yeah. And the reason why we built this practice, because we've seen that there was a bridge that was required for people who have done therapy before or still doing therapy, and they're ready for the next step. They're ready to go from that space where they were in a state of dysfunction in a certain area of their life. It could be multiple, it could just be just one. And they went from dysfunction to function, and now they're ready to go from function to optimization, whatever that looks like for them, right? Yeah. And a lot of the clients I get, they have done personal development before. They've worked with a therapist before. Maybe they went to a couple of Tony Robbins, Brene Brown seminars, whatever it may be. But they really value learning about who they are and where they want to go, and what they can do to start living life on their terms.
Yeah.
And something that we're like super duper excited about, Elena and I, we're putting the finishing touches on this new system that we're going to be venturing out in a niche that you're talking about, to find your niche, right? And mine is I love working with ambitious professionals that deal with overwhelm, stress, looking to find themselves, find their voice, and leave a mark. Like I really like working with individuals like that. And what we're looking to do is work with that dynamic duo, or somebody who's seeking to live their life with somebody else, find a partner, or already in a current relationship or in a marriage. And what we want to do is combine the complete person, and come up with like this like force that they have no idea exists until they both come to the game, we'll call it like the game, as two complete people. So 1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know math, I know it equals two, but one plus one equals three. Three is what is that energy that they create when they both come into the game together, ready to play, however, complement each other so beautifully because their vision is so like uniquely theirs. Like the reason why they met each other at that specific point of their life was it was already predetermined. That's what we believe, right? And I have a lens that I see the world that everybody was designed for a specific purpose,
Right.
whatever that is, however big, however medium, however small, whatever it is,
Yeah.
everybody has intrinsic value. So
Right.
I love helping people kind of like get out of their own way
Yeah.
and learn how to live life on their own terms together. Together means with your partner.
Right.
How can we create that Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Laverne and Shirley? That was a good combo. Laverne and Shirley. I'm telling you guys my age. Do you know Laverne and Shirley? Do you remember that
Of course
sitcom?
I do. Of course I do.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. So Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo. How can we help you leave your mark on this world before you leave it? Be proud of who you are at the end of the day and have enough energy, enough vigor, enough pop, and create that one plus one equals three kind of thing. So we're psyched about that.
Right.
And then, I'm going to help you find whatever it is that you're looking for today. And it might not be the thing that we find, but we're going to help you. I'm going to help you bring you that much closer to clarity because that's what the first session is all about
Right.
is clarity. And that clarity is identifying who you are and who you are required, not need, right? Because a need sometimes doesn't get done. Like sometimes we need to like clean the garage,
Right.
but we don't do it, right? So required, if you were required to clean the garage, you might do it, right?
Right.
So who you are currently and who you are required to become to get the outcome that you seek. So this is what we're going to play with today on
Yeah,
the
that's awesome. So let me ask you this. So as you were talking, I started thinking, how do we not know that? Like, how do we lose our way, do you think? Or how do some people lose their way? So I feel like when we were young, when you're younger, you have so many beautiful ideals, right? About what you want to be and what you want to become, depending on your childhood, of course. But is that what it is? Is it like challenges in life that come and like kind of like start to muffle what you are feeling or thinking about your purpose?
Yeah, sure. I mean, who we are currently is a culmination of our belief system, our values, our rules that we live life by, and
Hmm.
our rules. So, do you know what a rule is? Can you
No.
guess? It's it's a BS rule.
Oh, okay.
It's
Makes
a
sense.
bunch of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
right. And a lot of us live with those rules because there might be situations where we're trying to fulfill the expectation of somebody else
Ah,
that we don't know.
okay.
Right?
That we
Also, the values change over time too. Like
Yeah.
I'm not the same person that I was pre
Yeah.
fatherhood to post fatherhood or pre marriage to post marriage, you know?
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that will have somebody steer this way and steer
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Especially like really driven and ambitious people, they're gonna keep like moving forward, especially entrepreneurs. Like that's huge,
Yeah.
right? Um, and like for example, like maybe somebody was like really fit to be an entrepreneur, but they did the linear thing they were told to do. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get good grades, graduate, get into a company, climb the ladder, and then maybe you switch companies or whatever it may be. However, the person that's wrestling with this entrepreneurial energy inside of them, it just might just be fermenting for so long, and they wanted to be their own boss for so long, but some curriculums don't even teach them how to do
Yeah.
that, right? Some curriculums don't teach how to deal with relationships, communication, and things like that. There might be curriculums like, hey, I was a communications major, I was a marketing major, I know how to talk this way, blah blah blah. But when it comes to like emotional intelligence and how to navigate relationships in the workforce, how to navigate relationships at home, nobody gives you a rule book or a playbook on how to be a father or a mother. So hopefully our fathers and mothers gave us good examples to follow. Um,
Right.
but when that doesn't happen, when you see, maybe in a household, like for example, I'll use me. I came from a dysfunctional household. I learned from my father how not to treat your wife, and then how not to be a parent. So I was learning from that.
Right.
And it's just like sometimes a lot of guys out there, they don't have the best role models on how to be a husband. So where do you learn from? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
all these things, like so many things can like happen in the journey of life.
Yeah.
And when you realize that there's something missing and something just doesn't feel right, then that's a sign to figure out who am I now?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Where do I want to go and why that's important in the first place?
Yeah, I like two things that you've said so far. One is that you said whatever it is, that you are made for, whether little or big, and I like that because I think that sometimes we all think that we should be billionaires and we all should be hitting that, we all should be doing that, but that's not always what we are here for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's, I think, to impact people's lives in a very positive way and to help each other, right? To help others. I believe that we're always supposed to be helping others. Um, but I think that one of the things that disappoints a lot of people that I've spoken to, and even me, I've changed throughout my life, like you said. And that's the other thing I like you said. You weren't the same person you were before you were had children to after you had children, or before you were this. And I think that we have to be okay with that too. The fact that we might change, that we
Mm-hmm.
might not like something now that we liked before, or vice versa.
Right.
And I think those are very key things that I think the audience that are listening are going to have to hear. That it is okay to
Mm-hmm.
not be the same person you were yesterday,
Right.
and you don't need to apologize for that.
Right.
You know, um,
Definitely
so,
okay to
yeah,
pivot. I mean, I think I had you take that personality assessment
yeah,
earlier
it was
today. How'd you
very
like that?
telling.
How'd you like that?
It was good. I was like, why am I doing this? I'm only doing this because Chris asked me to do it, So I'm like answering all these questions. But then when I read it, I was like, ooh, ow, ooh, It's like very much me, like
Right.
very much me. And I know from taking personality tests in the past that you have to answer with your instincts. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Instead of like sitting there and analyzing, what did I do yesterday? How do so that's
Right.
what I did.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like doing that, and this is part of my, 9 part system, where I like having people take their personality assessment and then getting feedback from them to see how it resonates. Because sometimes people will answer it in a skewed way, like you're just mentioning it, and then sometimes the 4-letter code is kind of like off. They might end up becoming like presenting as extroverted when they're really introverted. So it takes me a couple of questions to get them going with that. We're not going to really
Yeah.
do a personality debrief right now. But what I
Right.
will say is every single one of us, every human, we need a way to see the world and get information, right? We need to get information, and then when we get the information, we make a judgment call on that information,
Right.
and it's heavily influenced by our personality type. So what I will say is I already guessed what you were before
Yeah,
you
I
see
know.
the
That was
results.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw that.
totally. Out to the audience out there, she's a ENFP. What the heck does that mean? Extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and J. You're an ENFJ, judger. What does that mean? That means you lead with a judging function. There might be a whole bunch of shoulds in your life. You should do this. I should do that. They should be doing this. We should do this. You go through life with a lot of should statements. I guess that's true because you're like,
Just drinking my water. I didn't say nothing.
that's okay. That's okay. But,
It's
depending,
absolutely right. Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. And your dominant function, what that means, everybody has like these 4 letters, right? And your dominant function, and we all have a dominant function, is extroverted
Yeah.
feeling. So you're an ENFJ, F, feeler. If it was a T, you'd be a thinker. You might say a lot of things like, I feel like I should go here. I
All the
feel like I
time.
should do that. Verse, I think I should do this. I think I should do that. That's
Yeah.
kind of like a telltale sign. It's not like
Yeah.
rocket science.
You caught me out on that a while ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
On one
yeah,
of
yeah.
my Memoirs of a Fat Girl show. You're like, you're just about to make an emotional statement, right? You keep saying think, and I'm like, ah.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. So, yeah. So for you, extroverted feeling
Yeah.
is nicknamed harmony. And harmony asks the question, what gets everybody's needs met? Now, the dominant function does this unconsciously. That's why it's considered a flow state. You don't have to think about it. The way you navigate in the world is how can I get everybody's needs met?
Yeah.
Maybe why people love you, they love your personality, you come off as real, they probably feel safe talking to you. People probably just open up to you and without you even saying anything, it's like, wow, do I have like therapists across my head?
Yeah.
Something like that. So this is how you vibe, right? And I'm willing to bet the what you activate in people, not what you're known for, but what you're known for activating. I heard this concept for the first time when I worked with my coach, and he was like, "Don't worry about what you do out there." I was like, "What are you talking about? Don't worry about what you're doing and what people know you for. Like that doesn't matter. Like people, they want to know, they know how you made them feel when you leave an interaction or a conversation with them. So you want to be known for activating. So I suggest you go out there and ask 10 of your clients and your family and friends, ask them the words that come up when they think about you and you leave the conversation with them. What are the words that they say, that the feeling words that you leave them with, right? And I love the doing that exercise because when you do that exercise, you realize how you show up in the
Wow.
world,
That's good.
right? And then when you're not showing up like that, something's off. That's like a sign to be like, all right, let me take a step back. What's up? Where are my needs, right?
Mhm.
So your dominant function, right? Harmony, what gets other people's needs met, where your inner critic or your self-critic might show up is where you're trying to get everybody else's needs met and you're just not delivering and you
Mhm.
feel so bad about it,
Mhm.
right? Has that ever happened to you
Yeah.
before?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not cut out for this. I can't believe I messed up their life. It's all on me. It's my fault. Blah blah. Blah. And it's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think that the more the older I've gotten, the less that has impacted me.
Mhm.
As far as like going down a rabbit hole with it. When I
Mhm.
was younger, absolutely. I lived a lot of my life in guilt, right?
Mhm.
Constantly trying to do a lot for others. Now I feel like I still feel like bad if I can't help someone out with a certain situation or problem, but not enough that I take it on like I used to.
Yeah.
I think
Or-
that's also maturity, maybe.
right. Or it
Yeah.
might present like this. You want to help everybody, and it's hard
Yeah.
for you to niche to figure out who you want to help.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
we're here because I have a platform that is growing,
Mhm.
right? And I have a podcast where I literally just talk about life topics and just talk about how I'm seeing, reviewing those topics.
Mhm.
And I haven't done that, I have to say, in like 6 to 8 months. So I'm getting emails now from people who have been following my podcast, like, where are you? I haven't heard anything from you. I really miss hearing, your voice on this or your point of views and blah, blah, blah. And I think that, but I almost feel like I have the mic and I have nothing to say.
Mhm.
I'm feeling a little stuck and I'm feeling like I can't really find what my niche is. What is it that I want to focus on? Because I think that what happens to me, to your point about me wanting to help so many people, is that I can actually also divert my attention too much, right? So then I'm not finding that thing. Like if my thing is about forgiveness, I'm just using it as an example.
Mhm.
If my thing is going to be about a topic of forgiveness, I don't want to be talking about forgiveness and then I'm going to be talking about, oh, but you have an inner calling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like I just want to find who I am or what my voice is supposed to be doing in this time. And I've been struggling with this for at least close to 8 months or so,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And now that I'm on this wellness and health journey that I'm on, I feel like I definitely am inspiring others in that area, with the boot camp and the recipes online, and talking to people about health and stuff. And I'm not a health expert, but I'm still bringing them content, right?
Sure.
And that's really great, but that's not all of who I am.
Right.
So I feel like it's awesome and I love it, but I feel like straight talk can be something too.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, am I dividing against myself though by having two platforms? I don't know.
Right.
I'm a
Or
little bit like, yeah, I'm in that space.
yeah, I gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, we are all a complete person, and then we might dabble in this, we might dabble in that, but
Yeah.
it's innately who we are. And this is great. So I love the starting point because this whole session is about getting more clarity on who you are and who you need to become to figure out what your niche is, right?
Right.
And who your peeps are, who you want to serve, and why you are uniquely qualified to serve in that way, right?
Right.
So we're gonna like forget degrees, certifications,
Right.
all this stuff who says who you are and what you do, right? Because that has nothing to do about anything, right? We're going to work on your core values. So we're going to do a values assessment a little bit later, right? Not right now, but we're literally going to do this real time on here.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we're gonna narrow down your top 10 core values, and we're gonna see which one of those values compete with one another, because you might get there might be the confusion like there
Okay.
also. But also you want to serve so many people. So you're like this fireball, right? You remind me of myself before I was focused on what I need to do. Like
Yeah.
this fireball that needs to be contained in like this container, not too
Right.
tight, not too
Right.
tight,
Right. Right. Right.
like big enough so you don't feel constricted, and you play inside that. And you
Okay.
just play. So you don't feel like you're just like a leaf in the wind. You're like,
Yeah.
boom, I'm right here, 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 here. All right.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to figure that out. But in order to bring the future into the now, in order to borrow from the future, like
Okay.
down the road where you're super focused and you're on, and people just can't wait to hear from you, and you feel super confident in the brain surgeon on the topic that you're talking about,
Right.
then we need to figure out who you are in the present. So know thyself before we imagine thyself. So know
Uh,
thyself, present, future, imagine thyself. We
right.
can't control the future, but we can do the habits that you're going to be doing to bring that future closer to you now. We can
Yeah.
start cultivating the habits now. But first,
Yeah. That makes sense.
we got to seek the clarity, like who you are. So let's just start there, right?
Okay.
All right, cool. So the question is, so who are you, Nina Perez? Big question. So we'll break it down to help you get closer to that. Okay. So let's just start with, what do you stand for?
Hmm. I would like to say that I really feel like I stand for truth.
Mhm.
I really live my life constantly thoughtful of being truthful and always thoughtful of having truthful, candid conversations. I like seeking truth. I like discovering what truth is. I like hearing other people's point of view so that I can see if there's truth in that. Like I find that invigorating.
Mm, right.
So I think that for, I think I am a very, very decent, very driven. I live my life as much as I can, being as honest as I can.
Hmm.
And I love seeing others thrive. Like that really drives me. If
Hmm.
I see somebody I'm talking to have an aha moment,
Hmm.
that really like empowers me.
So you like getting truth for yourself, and you love helping other people come to the truth as well.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
do love that. And I have to find a way to do that in a very um I can be very rough around the edges, right? So
I mean, it's called straight talk.
yeah, exactly. It's just called straight talk. But that's actually how I live my life. And not everyone, and I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to learn that not everyone can take it the way I want to deliver it. Right. But I guess it's what you're saying about me wanting to help everybody, blah, 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 right. Right. But
True. Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I love people best when I can be truthful with people,
Right.
you know?
Hmm.
Like even with my kids, like I'll tell them stuff straight up and they're like, dang mom, you can't like, but butter that up a little bit. I'm like, no, you know, I'm not your friend, I'm your mother. Right. But with friends, I'm trying to learn listening skills. So I'm trying to listen
Hmm.
because I'm very impulsive. I can be very impulsive. I can be someone who just speaks what's on my mind, and I forget that that person also has a point.
Right.
So I've been trying, I would say maybe the last 5-10 years of my life, I've been trying to develop some restraint
Hmm.
and to listen.
Okay. I mean, that's great because what is this verse? I think it's like Proverbs 18:24. I might be wrong. It says, he who speaks before listening, that is his shame and his folly.
Yeah.
I think that's 18:24. I don't know. Don't
It's a very true statement. Yeah.
Right, right. So to be a masterful communicator, or what I like to call creative communicator, it is a part of my 9-part system too, creative communication.
Yeah.
It's all about how to listen intuitively, how to listen with empathy, which is like kind of uh, it's like it's bugs me out. Not bugs me out, but I'm just like it's interesting to me how you want to deliver the raw truth, but get everybody's needs met at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like I can help you get your needs met if I like shake you up a little bit so I can
Yeah.
get you to see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like the way that you do it is a little bit rough around the edges, like you say. And when you find your perfect peeps, you find your people who need that, then they're gonna love you for that.
Right.
Now, how do you like coming to truth? Do you like getting like grabbed by the shoulders and shooken by your like, your
Yeah,
shirt?
I don't mind that actually. I don't mind that. I don't mind like straight up raw straight truth. That's fine.
Yeah.
Um I'm pretty good, I have to say, at least I think, right, from assessing myself. I'm pretty good at taking criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I am I am very much open to like people's suggestions and stuff. So as you know, my career, I am a chef, right, in my
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
So we're constantly being criticized. I mean, that's the nature of my job,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I don't mind that. I actually thrive on that, so yeah, the answer is yeah. I think I don't mind being jolted by truth. I don't mind it.
Right. Because you don't mind being jolted by truth and you're able to be curious enough not to get offended,
Right.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right. And then the practicing like an interview or like you interview people, right? You get a lot of people's opinions
Yeah.
and you start putting like that's when you get a chance to listen too. Like you build up your listening skills when it comes to that and you put all
Hmm.
the dots together and you're in a position to be curious and get some more truth and seek some more truth. So that's like perfect for you, right? Just to sit
Yeah.
there and interview people. And then on the flip side, you get to be vulnerable and say, hey, look at my struggles as someone who I consider I mean, these are your words. I'm a fat girl. Confessions of a fat girl.
Right.
So you're like, look at me. I'm going to bring you on this journey and I'm going to be real and rugged. And I'm going to tell you some days it sucks. Some days I got some flow with it, but I'm going to show you all of me because I have nothing to hide because the truth is the number one important thing for me. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes total sense. And just looking at something here. Um, that's great. That's a great quality to have, right? Because some people who like to have conflict like to have it for the sake of like if somebody's like hiding something or they don't like conflict or they have a conflict aversion and they won't say what's on their mind,
Yeah.
you're like, just tell me it. All right, I freaking hate you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're
Now
getting
let's
somewhere.
talk. Yeah. See, that's yeah.
I can do something with that. Why do you
I
hate
love.
me?
Yeah. That's me. I like poking the bear. I'm like, come on, bear. Come on.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And yeah, no, I totally get it. And some people get taken the wrong way when they get involved in political conversations, and they do that as well.
Yeah.
Get to the truth of the matter
Yeah.
too, and maybe they're like, oh my, like they just get misunderstood
Yeah.
at the same time. But that doesn't help with
I
conversation
know.
either,
It doesn't
because
help. What?
it doesn't help with conversation either, because
Yeah. Yeah.
not everybody, because politics is such a big platform,
Oh, yeah.
right? So then when people
And
use
it's an emotional one.
super
And
emotional,
it's an emotional one.
yeah,
And the funny thing is I'm not on either side. I just like to see what everybody says. If
just
I say this
yeah.
and I believe this, do you have a problem with what I believe? And can we still be friends beyond that? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like that's yeah. And it's not even like that I'm solid on one side or solid on the other.
right.
That's just what I do.
I like it because I mean
Yeah.
it's like being a chef of some sorts. It's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go in this kitchen, I'm gonna make something dope. What are you
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes we also just take so many things so seriously that we hurt each other in the process, you know. And I don't want us hurting each other. I don't want us to get to a point where we're like, let's just be loving, or at least honest with each other and truthful with each other, so we know where we all stand, but respect each other at the same time. And not everybody knows how to do that,
I like
right?
that. So that's like so I like writing down certain rules that people live by,
Yeah,
and that's a rule right there.
that
So the
is.
rule to you that you live your life by is you can be honest and truthful as long as you're respectful.
Yes,
That sound
I
like you?
absolutely say that all the time.
Got
Yes,
it. Got it.
yes,
Okay. As long as you're
yeah,
respectful. So yeah, so respect is probably
yeah.
a big value.
Respect is huge for me. And I guess that's why I always like truth, right? Because to me, truth equals respect. And if you're truthful to me, you respect me.
Right. So some of the things I'm like thinking about, tell me what you think about this, is when you're looking for your niche, right? People that feel as if they can be heard and understood and not judged and seen because you bring a certain level of respect to them. They know
Right.
that they're going to be respected no matter what side of the coin you're on about anything. It's not even like politics, it's about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
They can come to you and say, Mama Bear Nina. I don't know. I just like Mama Bear for me, for people who can like come to you and just open up without you even asking, right?
Yeah.
But you literally invite people to come talk to you,
Right.
so which is cool. It's like, man, when I'm around Nina, like I can say what I've been wanting to say for a long time.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah,
It's a good feeling.
it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So knowing on how you show up in the world is like the first thing, like to really own it and know what you do, know what your superpower is.
Hmm.
And that's how you can be like, all right, so this is what I got my tool. This is my innate abilities. People always overlook their innate abilities because it's just who we are,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, let's give a word for that. So we got truth, we got respect. When people say, I can just say what I've been wanting to say this whole time, when I say, who are you, Nina? It's like I'm somebody who seeks the truth. I'm somebody who will show you respect and give respect. And I'm somebody who will, what would a word be, do you think, where somebody can finally say what they've been wanting to say for so long with you and they feel safe?
What would I say? What
Safe.
would free?
Yeah, maybe safe. Maybe people just feel
Safe.
safe,
Safe is good.
like you're a safe haven.
That's interesting that you say that, because that has been a lot of the feedback I get.
Mm,
I call you because it's safe. And
mm.
I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, I'm like, I wonder what that means to them. You know what I mean? And one of my friends, I said, what does that mean? And she said, when I call you, I know I'm going to get nothing but the raw truth, and I need that. And that
Wow.
makes me feel safe, you know?
Isn't
And
that
I'm like,
crazy? People think that. They're like, if you
yeah,
come at me raw and expose the real truth in me, it
yeah,
makes me feel safe.
yeah,
As opposed to, I feel safe when I hide it. They're
right.
like, I need you to pull it out. I respect
That's
you.
good. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great. That's a great skill to have innately. So we just gotta learn how to fine tune that,
yeah. How do you find
market
that?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, monetized.
How do I make money on being Nina? And that's a
Exactly.
business, man. Yeah. No, I mean, we're gonna figure it out. That's awesome. I love entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I love helping people make
Yeah.
profit
I
off.
think I'm born to be one, maybe. I mean, I don't know if my personality fits that, but I always feel like I get antsy. Like there's something in me that I have to do 20 projects. I have to go do something, you know? My husband's like, so where are you going? Well, I have to interview Chris Jackson. I got to do this before that. I got to make sure I got to do this. I got to edit my videos. And he's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Right.
But that's just, I can't stop. I don't know how to.
Well, as long as we're not being busy versus being productive,
Yeah.
okay. If we're just being busy just because you like the energy of feeling alive from
Yeah.
doing busy work,
Yeah.
that's where you can
No,
probably
no. That one I think I got under control. I used to be that person. I
yeah,
was a workaholic big time.
yeah. Now
But
you're a
now not
servaholic.
anymore.
So
Yeah.
now
I'm
you're a
sorry.
servaholic.
Now I'm a servaholic. Well, I want to serve people in a way that is productive, though. You
Yeah,
know, like I don't want to just do it to do it.
sure.
I want them to get something out of it, and me too, not to have that busy work.
Right.
And I've learned also, I think I learned this from you actually many, many moons ago, about having that time and space also for my husband, for my time. We talked about that a couple years ago, you know, and that was very important to me because I was a workaholic then, and you actually called me out on it. That's how I realized that that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I call people out, probably not rough around the edges. I just like, oh wait, that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
something like that. So that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right. So who is Nina? We got three nice words. We got Nina is a truth seeker. Nina values respect, shows respect, and she's a safe haven. So if we turn those to I am statements, not things that
Mm,
do, it's like I
right.
am truth, I am respect, I am safety. How do you like those three words for
Wow.
you?
I never thought about them that way.
That's what you
Yeah.
do, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Those are
I just never like articulated it that way. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, athletes have their names on the back of their jerseys,
Yeah.
and you always see so you can know who they are. Yeah, yours says those words: truth,
Right.
respect,
Right.
right, safety. So that's
Safe.
awesome.
I
Okay,
like that.
so you like them. I like that you like that. And tell me why you like it. Why do you like those? Why are those words important to you?
Because I feel like it is really, I feel um, that it is really who I am. I really am those things.
Hmm.
I don't, I, it doesn't make me feel awkward when you said it. You know, it doesn't make it feel like, maybe not that one, you know?
Hmm.
So I feel like I can identify. I feel like I can identify with that. And
Yeah,
it's so funny. I do say I feel all the time.
right.
But I do. I feel like that is who I am, and that's what I identify with. So,
Perfect. We're
yeah.
not going to do it now, but your homework, if you choose to do your homework or not, I want you to write 5 rules, 3 to 5 rules for each one of those I am statements
Okay.
that you've been running your life. When you think about it, you're like, oh, yeah, that is why I do that. And that's why I do this, right? These are going to be like clues to your future success. And this is your rule book.
Okay.
And within that rule book, we want to see where maybe some rules are because we don't want to be so rigid, right? We want these rule books to be like, let's just say like the game of football. The game of football has these rules that everybody plays by, right? Like, here are the rules. Okay.
Right.
But everybody has a different playbook
Right.
within the rules to win the game. So we want to be able to win the game with our playbook within the rules. We don't
Okay.
need to be 100% serious,
Okay.
100% all the time. We can have fun as we're playing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that would be part of your homework, right? Is try
Yeah.
to allocate some rules towards those three I am statements. All right,
Okay.
cool. All right, awesome. So what gets under your skin?
Lies.
I mean, the opposite of truth, right?
You asked.
I mean, you didn't have to even search. You're like, lies,
Lies.
lies.
Nothing irritates me more than manipulation, deceivement, lies. I don't know too many things that get under my skin the way that does, you know. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It actually causes anger within me,
Mm,
you
sure.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Totally get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um but I don't really know if I have too many other pet peeves besides oh, I guess another one would be like procrastination or like laziness.
Hmm.
You know, because I'm somebody who does do so much and works so much. If I see potential in someone
Mm,
and I see they do zero with that potential because they live their lives with a bunch of excuses, that is where I want to shake, you know, and that's what we talked about earlier about wanting to shake the truth out of someone. So I think it's that too. I think it's definitely excuses and procrastination.
hmm. Yeah, procrastination. I got that. And wasted talent, wasted
Yeah,
potential.
wasted talent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely
Mhm.
one of them.
Okay. I
And I
like
guess
it.
it's because I've always felt like God gave me this gift, which I love Him for. That sometimes even when somebody's in front of me, like say pouring out their heart, because a lot of people do that with me. I almost see past that, you know, like past what they're like crying about or upset about, and I see them stronger and better than they see themselves, you
Mhm.
know. And I, at times God gives me the verbiage or the words that I need to articulate that to that person, that encourages that person, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
um yeah, I don't think anybody's wasted, you know. I
Yeah.
think we're all something, you know,
True.
and it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I just think it's beautiful when you see people go through, or when you see somebody struggling in front of you about, oh, you know, yeah, I don't feel loved, or nobody loves me, or whatever it is that they're going through, and you're just seeing like all of this magnificent love, strength, power, authority in them, you know, and you're just like, ah, do you
Yeah.
not perceive it? You know. Yeah.
Yes. What I'm hearing there is that's beautiful. That's lovely for sure. What I hear there is that you probably really can't stand when somebody lies to themselves
Yeah.
or has not discovered the truth for themselves and living a life of less than or mediocrity when they're saying they want so much more and you see untapped
Yeah.
potential and it's like let's remove these these rules, right? Let's remove these lies. Let's remove those things that were planted in
Yeah.
your brain that are keeping you down.
Yeah.
So much better
Oh,
than that.
that's
Like,
good.
let's cut the fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that
Mm-hmm.
diaries of a fat girl, fat, let's lose weight, let's cut the fat, let's cut the fat out of the lies and deceptions that we believed our whole entire life that holds us back. Like something like that is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're gathering it right.
yeah. Because I
And
think
sometimes when I, mhm. No, go ahead.
no, no, please.
No, I was just going to say that sometimes when I think about what I want to do with my life or with this show or with anything like that, and I see myself, let's say, and I've done this exercise a long time ago, where do you see yourself type of thing, right? And I've always seen myself like talking to a major audience, like, you know, and like inspiring a lot of people. Um, I just don't know how to get there. And I know that you're saying that we start here with the steps to get there, right? I just never really studied or know how to even hone that,
Right.
you know?
I get that. Yeah. Because we have to discover who you are, what makes you tick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Becoming the brain surgeon versus the general practitioner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means if I have a brain thing I need seen, I'm not trying to get a referral from my general practitioner, nor do I need to go there for their help. I need to see a brain specialist. And brain specialists spend an awful lot of time learning their craft. They are obsessed with the brain
Right.
and they will do what it takes to be on the cutting edge of science and do what it takes to have their energy there so they're not tired when they're performing surgery. They are in it and they get compensated well because they are the brain surgeon.
Right.
They are the person who's going to get to the cause of the effect that's giving the pain from how the brain is presenting the sickness. They're getting to the truth. They're truth seekers, but in medicine.
Right.
You're a truth seeker, brain surgeon, but what truth are you seeking? Who do you want to seek it for?
Right.
And how can you really like build your own curriculum around probably the three M's you are: respect, safety, and truth.
True.
Like, like if you study those three things, you can go down the rabbit hole forever
Right.
and learn on how to build curriculum and help people find their truth, help people find how they can be respectful and have conversations. That's communication or safety, like something like that. There's that. That could be that, or it could be something else. But we're going to find that thing that where you're like, I'm going to study the crap out of this. Like you probably studied how to be a chef,
Right.
something that really lights you up. That's a
Right.
part of every fabric of who you are
Right.
because you innately are like, what something gets under your skin? Flies. I was like, cool. All right, well, that's fair, right? Like you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's some things right there, but we're definitely going to get to that. But all right, what about this? What if you had three, let's say you had like you're making a stand, right? So you got like three picket signs, all right? Three picket signs. You're only going to hold one at a time. You get the other two on the floor, whatever, right? We're going to play with it. Three picket signs that have a message on it. And when somebody sees these picket signs, there's a promise on there. So all the picket signs have promises on there, right? Like one promise each, right? And if you unequivocally, because you're the brain surgeon on how to deliver this promise, unequivocally can deliver this promise to somebody, what would the three promises be? What would they say? Like ticket sign number one, what does it say on that?
I will tell you the truth.
I will tell you the truth. So I will tell you the truth.
Is that what you mean by a
Oh,
promise?
no, that could be a promise. I will tell you the truth. Why would somebody care that you would tell them the truth?
Because maybe somebody has like a burning question or something in their heart that they need an answer to. And
Right.
they don't want somebody just, giving them fluff. Maybe they want somebody to actually tell them the truth.
I will help you find that answer.
I will tell you the truth, or I will help you find that truth.
I will help you find that truth. How does somebody know that they're looking for truth, though? You know that's what your motivator is, but how do they know they're looking for truth?
I think we all are looking for truth. So I think that we all have this thing in us that wants a response, that we want a response to,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I think me putting up a sign like that will jolt something in you that you want an answer to,
Mm-hmm.
you know? At least that's the way I see it. Like, because I'm a visual person too. So when you said picket sign, I'm thinking of myself like actually on the street with this picket sign
Yeah.
and saying, I will tell you the truth. And people just going, okay, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that all of us have something in us that it jolts that,
When somebody finds the truth, what happens?
I don't know. That's a very good question. When somebody finds the truth, I think it does one of two things, right? It either causes a stir within you where now you're going to go down a rabbit hole to find more of that truth, or you get angry, right? Because I think some people want to know the truth, but not really. You know what I mean? And then I think there's people that really do want to know the truth because they don't want to be deceived.
Mm.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I think that for some people, they might jolt anger because they're not really, maybe they're not even really seeking truth. They're seeking conflict,
Right.
right? So they might just be seeking conflict because you're saying you're going to tell the truth. They want to battle you on that. What does that mean? And then I think other people like truly are seeking something,
Right.
and so when you give them even a little open or opportunity of a truth, even if it goes against what they normally think and tilts their brain a little bit, they still will be willing enough to go and seek more truth.
So I will, because because I'm helping you learn on how to speak the language of the people you're looking to help. People
Okay.
might not know that they're looking for truth, but you're like, but when you find the truth, or you're like, man, if I had truth up there, so many people will pull their cars over and say, I'm looking for truth.
Right.
So sure that's their language. But what I think makes like something more attractive on this picket sign. I know what that's why we're having this conversation. I get it. I
Right.
love what you're saying. I love
Right.
it. I will help you find your answer. Or you said something and I had it before I started talking. So they look for the truth. They go down the rabbit hole to find more truth because the truth will what? What would the truth?
Oh, to me, truth sets you free.
Bam.
Yeah.
So I will help you remove the chains that keep you from freedom or something like that. I will help you remove your chains. They can say how, because I'm going to tell you the truth respectfully.
That's so funny. I was in prayer about something about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to be doing. I was doing these Bible studies and stuff. And all I kept hearing is, I'm going to be a chain breaker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny that you use that exact lingo right now. It's
Because
so
if
weird.
I
It's like
see somebody say, I'm
almost
going
like
to
a
help you,
confirmation.
yeah. So if I see somebody say, I'm going to help you break those chains, I'm like, oh, damn, what do you do?
Right.
I'll tell you the truth in a respectful way. I'll tell you how, right? I'll tell you the how. But when you hold up the sign, what? What's the promise? The how is later.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm coming on straight talk, I'm coming on straight talk. I'm coming on straight talk to learn how to get my chains broken.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you're a chain breaker, how do you become the brain surgeon in that?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a huge topic to take on, right? Because then now it's the question of what is truth,
Or what are the chains?
right? Or what are the chains, right? Because they're all different.
Right. So now you
Um,
get more down to your niche. What are the chains?
right. Yeah.
Truth is so
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
that's your tool to break the chains. But also your
Right.
tool is listening. Also your tool is holding space. Also your tool is being respectful in such a way where you can tell somebody the truth and they don't get turned off by you. Because there's
Right.
something about you that's like, I know she's being respectful, but I needed to hear this way of she's speaking to me. I
Yeah.
kind of needed to get my chains broke because I'm so used to guarding everything, like we all are,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like I can help you break your chains without blood being spilled in the living room.
Mm,
Do you want that? It's like, wait a minute. You don't have to pry the truth out of my freaking death grip. I
right.
can literally just do this.
Right.
That's very powerful to disarm people without having to force them to do it.
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest tools that I have under my belt, and at least I think, is my book,
Okay.
because my book exposed so many things, right? From being molested to abortions to domestic violence to teen pregnancy. I mean, you name it, right? So that book, My Life, when it came out, a lot of people were very comfortable telling me their chains. A lot of people. More than I expected, to be honest. It was a little bit jarring at first, how many people were coming to cry in my arms. I'm like, okay, I didn't expect this. They're like, oh, my brother molested me, and my mother did this, and my father. And I'm like, wow. I mean, like, just spillage of
Mm.
stuff, of people that I have never suspected that none of this happened to them.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was a powerful tool. I think God used that as a very powerful tool.
right. God's guiding the train in your life. It seems like you just mentioned the big man twice. About the stuff that he's given you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is the concept of which a couple of my clients I've spoken to this thing about. I was like, they had like trauma in their life, right?
Yeah.
Defining moments, stuff that they buried, worked on, got through, makes them feel stronger, stuff like that. And it's like once you learn how to or understand that this is what it's going to take for you to break the chains, once you learn the concept of this didn't happen to me, this happened for me, now we can move
Yeah.
past the trauma.
Yeah.
Now we can use it as something that was gifted. It doesn't sound awesome when it sounds like gifted because nobody wants it. But it's like not
No, I
being,
get it.
yeah, not being in the victim energy of the
Yeah.
chains. It's like,
Develops you. It develops your character.
right, right. It
Mm-hmm.
develops your talent and you're
Mm-hmm.
still here, you're still living.
Mm-hmm.
And being an influencer, that's what speakers are. That's what
Yeah.
people interviews are. They're influencers.
Right.
And when you show vulnerability and you're like, I would never think Nina Perez was like that. Like, what? Like, and you show this
Yeah.
vulnerability, they're like, but you look like you have it together. Like, what's
That's
up?
another response I got. That's true. But I think that that's the thing, right? Like, how, and I guess when I rewatch this session, because I'll do that a few times, because I think that anybody who's watching our show right now should do that a few times, to be honest, because you're helping all of us navigate what that is, right? I mean, you're doing it with me live now, but as they're watching, you're doing it with them too, kind of. They need to call you to come in, just watch, to come with you and actually do these sessions, because I think this is super important, for all of us. And I think that I'm trying to find what that is, Chris. That's the thing, right? Like how do I find what am I influencing really? I have so many topics that have happened to my life in my life, right?
Right.
So how do you find the direction, the right direction for all of that, right?
Well, why would it need to be just one topic?
That's very true. I guess it's because of my thought process was what you were saying before about being the brain surgeon of something, right?
Mhm.
So the way I always thought that was then do I have to just pick one thing to become
No.
the brain surgeon of that one thing? That's how I
Well,
always thought.
yeah, right. Yeah, but it's your life.
Right.
You have your own philosophy and your own lens on how you see the world and how you get through trauma and how you break the chains, right? You're
Right.
the expert
That's
on your
good.
life. You're the brain surgeon in your life,
Right.
right? And everybody is the expert on their lives. But there's something about you where they want to hear and how you did it.
Hmm.
And they want to know that they can actually do it too. So all the things that you went through, you're providing hope, right? So if you're like, oh, Nina Perez, she's known for activating hope. She's known for activating uh, safety or motivation to do something else, like whatever it is. That is like what you focus on. Like there is life after trauma. I'm gonna show you.
Right.
This is my story.
Right. That's good.
But maybe you can become the brain surgeon. And how do you get past the trauma? Maybe you connect with a ton of freaking mental health specialists, psychologists. Maybe that's the space that you play. Trauma. Now that is a niche.
Right. Right.
Um, and also, it's all about like who your peeps are too. Like for me, I love working with ambitious individuals. I love working with people who think they have a calling on their life. I love
Hmm.
working with people who are just like right there but can't get out their way. But man, once they get out their way, boom, they found their purpose. They're light, they're lit up. Everybody in their immediate circle of influence feels their energy. They're getting the best of that person. Um, I have a belief in the people that I like are when the two couples want to create something very big. Um, so it's all about like who you love serving. I love serving fun people, people who love to laugh and take everything
Right.
so serious.
Me too.
I love that.
Me too.
That can think outside the box. Um, and yeah, I like people who like can see things visually like me. So when I start coaching them, they can see it too.
Yeah.
So we can actually get the work done faster.
Right.
So yeah, so when I like talk to people and have like these core clarity sessions, it's like I'm interviewing them as well to see if we're gonna continue past it because I have to see if they're my peeps,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
That
like,
makes sense.
yeah, because there's sometimes where I have these sessions with people and I serve them. My goal is to serve them, whether they continue on with me or not. That's just all in God's hands. He's like, yo, I introduced you to these people. Do you want to work with them? Not blah blah blah, whatever it is, right? But at least it can either be a stepping stone to they're like, wow, this person gets me, or they're like, oh, you're supposed to be working with Chris, not another person. Like whatever happens, and I'm not attached to the outcome, but I just want to serve. But then I get to see like, is this person ready to do the work? Because if people are not ready to do the work, then like a coach, I'm a coach, but think of it like a coach on the field. It's like if this
Right.
person is injured, you can't go in the game, you can't play. So you need to go get rehabbed up and go get ice and maybe go get surgery. That's a therapist,
Right.
right? So
Right.
maybe your whole thing is right.
It's true.
Maybe yeah. Maybe your whole thing is I'm going to connect you to the right person to help you pass your trauma because you might get people who've been working with a therapist and like, all right, I'm ready for the next step. All right, I have a whole like network of coaches. Or man, I'm in the first stages of getting past my trauma. Maybe you bring on mental health therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists. You're just really playing in that space to help people overcome. Maybe you want to do it for women. Maybe you want to do it for brown women, brown and black women. Maybe you want to do it for all women. Maybe you want to do it for women that are in these higher, like the higher social economical spaces that they're not allowed to say anything because it's going to disgrace their family.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe you want to expose that truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is like big.
Yeah.
And all this hidden stuff.
Yeah.
We're perfect. We live in Greenwich. We live in New Canaan. We can't have our family name smeared. So you need to stay quiet. Like I have two clients that they had to hide secrets forever, and they're in their 50s and 60s, and it is crippling their ability to let go of perfectionism
Yep.
and worry and people pleasing to the core, that they will take on so much responsibility at work because they can't say no,
Yeah.
and then they lie to the person that they can get back the thing in this ridiculous time frame. It's like, I'll get it back to you in 2 hours. I'm
Yeah.
like, could you really do that? No, this takes about 2 days.
Right.
So I'm gonna stay up all night, and then my kids are gonna get mad, and I'm gonna get pissed off, and I can't go work out, and I'm gonna eat cake all over the freaking place so I can feel better. It's like, dude, I can't help you as a
That's real. Yeah. That's real
you
stuff.
are injured, not broken. Right? I don't think anybody's broken that needs to be fixed, but you have an injury, i.e., deep transformative therapy you need to speak to. It might even be that you've been keeping this secret for so long, you have this negative feedback loop that medication needs to stop so you can actually think for 2 seconds and then do the work. Might be a place you want to play,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So let's get you closer to what feels most real for you, right? I mean, we're not going to solve it all on this call, but I just want to get you
For
more
sure. For
close
sure.
to that, right? So yeah, so that's the brain surgeon stuff. Um, Another way of looking at it could be this particular framework um, that is like, what is the outcome that you want people to get, right? What's the outcome
Mm.
people are seeking from Nina Perez when they come to your speaking events, right? There's like this promise, right? The outcome. What's the solution that you provide for that
Good.
outcome?
Mm.
What's the problem they need a solution for to get to that outcome? And finally, what are the pains that are being presented? What presents as the pain that you can upgrade to a problem? Because we can't do nothing about a pain, but you can do something about the problem that's causing the pain. What is the solution, the strategy that can alleviate the problem, hopefully eradicate it totally, to get to the outcome? That can be your homework too. Outcome,
Yeah.
solution, problem, pain. What is that outcome I want to deliver for people more than anything in the freaking world? What were those outcomes that were in my life that when I finally got it, my chains were broken? I was like, oh, now I can breathe. Now I can feel better. Maybe that is where you want to play the parts in your own life and those outcomes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one of the biggest things, or I mean, you already talked about truth, but I think that one of the things that helped me out a lot in my life is that I always live by this philosophy that truth doesn't care about my feelings, you know? And so I like to look truth in the eye, and this is the truth. Damn, this hurts. This feels like crap right now, but it is the truth. And since I am a person of faith, I'm a person who does believe in God. I believe that truth does set you free. And
Mhm.
so I believe that the outcome I would like to have is for the women to walk out feeling free, feeling like, you know what? Yeah, that was my truth. I own it. It is what I did or what happened to me. I own
Mhm.
it. I see it. I know it, but we don't got to live in this. You
Mhm.
know, I need them to walk out of there just feeling like I'm going into my next chapter of life now. That last chapter is closed,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
So the outcome is freedom.
Yeah.
The solution is learning how to let go,
Right.
learning how to own it.
Right.
The problem is not taking responsibility.
Right.
The pain is anxiety or
And
depression.
yeah. Right. Whatever the trauma was. Right.
So now going to the trauma, brain surgeon, anxiety, brain surgeon,
Right.
depression, brain surgeon, right? Ownership, brain surgeon, letting go, the art of letting go, brain surgeon.
Yeah.
There's some people who don't want to let go. They like being angry. They
Oh
get a
no.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff done with
Yeah.
anger.
I
And it
have, I know a lot of
feels,
people that way. Yeah.
sure, it feels very, very powerful to be
Yeah.
angry all the time because you're right all the time.
Yeah. Well, they don't know how to articulate that either. Cause I'll always say, like, if I know a couple people who live in that space
Mhm.
and I'll say, what's your outcome? What are you getting out of it? And they're like, what do you mean? You know, they're all, because they're angry all the time. And I'm like, you're getting something that drives you to want to keep doing that. So what is it that drives you to want to keep being angry all the time? Are you protecting yourself? Does this make you feel safe? Make everybody back off? You know, then they get mad at me for that, but that's okay. You know, I don't mind anybody getting mad. That's the thing. I'm not very sensitive, you know, like,
Yeah. Well, what
I'm just,
about this? Conflict resolution. I mean, that is literally somebody can get a degree in that in school.
yeah, for real, for real.
I mean, they can. It's literally in the curriculums in colleges.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So conflict resolution, my way. Maybe you got a way what conflict resolution is like. The way you get to the truth is through conflict.
Yeah.
And you come on Nina's show, and well, this is the opposite what we were talking about before. It might get a little bloody,
Yeah.
and maybe it's like
That is opposite.
radical truth, respectfully. Love Nina. I don't know, it just came to me.
Radical truth respectfully. Oh, I like that.
Love Nina.
That might change my intro to that.
Hello.
Yeah, this is very helpful because I never thought of just narrowing those things down like that. You know, truth, respect, being safe, right? Having outcome.
Yeah.
And what is the outcome? What do I want the outcome to be? You know, what's the message to begin with? What am I dealing with at that point? And I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to put that in order or how to articulate that, you know? So that's super helpful. And I know that when I watch this over and over, I'm just going to get more and more and more nuggets, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been writing notes because I want to pay attention to what you're saying. So later I can go back and write all my notes,
Yeah,
you know?
no, perfect. This is the best.
Yeah.
That's why it's great to record stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's a great framework to yeah, it's a great framework if you bring like a guest on. It's like outcome, solution, problem, pain. What's up? What are we talking about? This is wrong.
Right.
Like, what's up? I don't
Yeah.
have any of your questions before. Like, what's up? Like, once you start getting to it like that, it's like, oh, man, she reminds me of my freaking like. This is literally not anything about age-wise. This is
Right. Right. Of course.
my grandmama, my physical grandmother,
Yeah.
my Southern, God-fearing, black grandmama.
Right.
That's enough said.
Right. That's absolutely right. That is enough said.
Enough
Oh,
said. It's like, oh
straight
man,
up raw, like
man,
it or not.
you can't lie. You can't lie because she's a mind reader, right?
Right.
You don't want to lie. If you get found out in a lie,
Right. Right.
on top of all that, she loves you.
Right. Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah. That's awesome. Come on. That's awesome.
Nah, that's great. That's
That's
great.
awesome.
And then when it's, so you see how I'm laughing about it? But before, no, it wasn't funny. But now I'm like, I respected that. I needed that. Like,
Right.
I like that. If somebody, like, I'm an adult, somebody's like saying that to me now, I'm like, all right, we're going to fight. Like, dude, like, what? But my grandmama, it's like, ooh, the respect was there. But she commanded respect in such a way, like magic. I don't even know how she did it, actually, to tell you the truth, but she did it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just innate, right? It's innate. I remember having a conversation with this woman who kept saying I was her friend, I was her friend, I was her friend, I was her friend. And we went out to dinner and, you know, almost towards the end of the dinner, I realized she was asking me tons and tons of questions, but I didn't get any responses for my questions. And she was like, oh, you know, I'm so glad we're friends. I said, we're not friends. She said, we're not friends. I said, I know nothing about you. I've asked you questions. You tell me nothing. I've asked you things and you ignore them. You know, I said, so a friend usually is safe with another friend. So I think right now we're just acquaintances. You know, she was like, dang. But
It's interesting because my
But-
approach would be this. My approach would be like, oh, interesting. What's your, I don't know, what's your image of an ideal friend? I like people coming to it on their own.
Yeah.
The coach part. Because
Yeah.
then they can catch the aha. Instead of being shooken, like, damn, right? It's more like,
you said I shake. That's what
exactly.
I gotta learn to be a coach because I shake. You know, I just jar people. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is that I don't, honestly, inside of me, I'm not saying within myself, I'm going to jar this person or I'm going to push this person. That's not, it's actually just natural for me to be that way, you know? So when I do that, some people are like, dang. And I'm like, oh, did I say that too rough? Cause sometimes I just do, you
Yeah.
know?
Hey, look, I mean, like Judge Judy, she made a lot of money because
Yeah.
they love that. Like people like seeing that, right?
Right.
There's a market for that type of like jolting truth. People love it,
Right.
and it's a space to play. I mean, if that's how you do your thing, that's how you do your thing. You don't need to be pause and coachy and stuff like that, like Jedi mind tricks, like I like
Right.
doing. Right? You're just gonna be like, I got no time for that. Let's get right to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, that was funny. That's what I say all the time. I don't have no time. Let's get right to it. And they're like, okay, you know. And so when somebody's talking too much, I'm like, okay, wait, what's the point? You
Yeah,
know, and they're like,
yeah,
and I'm like, I got to control that, you
right.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think you are superb and excellent in what you do. Like you are probably no, you are the best coach I've met thus far. I mean, you are excellent,
Thank
excellent,
you. Thank you. I
excellent.
appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
that.
truth. It's truth.
Thank you so much.
And that's why I've had you on here as much as I have. I just respect you to the utmost, you
Yeah.
know. So you're thoughtful. I don't know if you know this about yourself. You probably do, but you're just very thoughtful. And you don't really suggest things to people much either. I see that you just take what we say and kind of like, well, what I hear is, and what you're saying is, right? So it brings it back to us. It's our responsibility.
Right. I like navigating people to their truth.
Right,
I like saying, hey, you have all the answers in you. Let's just find them. And there's
right,
some things in the way that are just holding you up. A lot of times it's in the ego, it's in the fight or flight response.
right,
Um,
right.
and it's like, yeah, I love to help. I like popping the hood and showing people what's in there, what's in the engine, what's going on, what's all the moving parts. And
Right.
then we'll close the hood because we fine tuned it now. Now go
Yeah.
take a drive. See if you like it. You like it? Awesome. You don't like it? Come back in. Let's go
Right.
figure it out. You got to put something else in your Waze app. You got to get another GPS. Like, let's not beat ourselves up. This is how you tick. Go play. Come
Yeah.
back. Let's
Yeah.
reconvene. Let's get ready for the next game next week. I got all the analogies, but it's like,
That's awesome.
but yeah. Thank you very much
You
for.
must live good in your skin, in your space, because you do it well. So that you must feel centered in that. At least you feel like to me like you do.
Right. Thank you very much. Yeah, for saying that. I mean, I do work like everybody else,
Oh yeah.
um, but I obsess about human behavior. So I study. I love it. So it's fun. It's not like
Right.
studying like, and it sucks.
Right.
Um, and yeah, when you're picking your niche, it's just like I have a belief system. I
Yeah.
see the world between a particular lens. Um, and I understand how energy works. So I
Yeah.
understand what it's like to feel victim energy when you feel helpless and hopeless, and you feel like you just can't change anything. I know what it feels like to be angry, of course, where I want to be right, to prove somebody else wrong. I also know where I need to prove myself wrong and be right and
Mm-hmm.
tap into the higher self of myself. I know what it's like to just like what embarrassment feels like, what resentment feels like, what
Yeah.
entitlement feels like. I've been there, right? And
Right.
sometimes I do still feel like that because I'm a human being, but I don't want to vibe there. Like I don't want
Yeah.
that. That's not who I am innately. We're wired for fight or flight, right? For that
Right.
victim energy, the fighter energy, because we need it. It's survival techniques. But like you were saying before, hey, why are you so angry all the time? Are you hiding something? Are you trying to be safe? Do you not want people to get close because you got burned before? And this is how you deal with it? Because that's a chain to be broken, right? Conflict resolution. Um, yeah, and I just know what it's like to take ownership, like you were saying before, how to take responsibility, how to live in forgiveness and grace, or at least apply it appropriately enough to get out of the fight or flight, the anger, or the victim, and what it's like to be compassionate and service oriented, or create opportunities, or reconcile, and really align yourself with a vision, and really like take notes on what works, what doesn't work, so get some more wisdom because
Yeah.
knowledge just collecting knowledge is like, all right, what's that? It's like a
Right.
library. It's like Google, right? I can just go look at knowledge, but you put it in action. Now that's wisdom. And if
Right.
you
Right.
value wisdom, like that's one of my values. When you say truth, I value wisdom. I really, really, really love wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I love being creative. So creative, creating things, bringing something into existence that wasn't there before. But the way I do it is I have challenges around creating a new thing, but I'll take parts of many things and make it my own, and it becomes a new thing. Because
Right.
nothing's, yeah, it's really hard to find something that wasn't created.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
yeah. So understanding how energy is and me studying that because I wanted to bring my best self. And when you say, oh, you seem grounded in your skin, this, that, and the third, really understanding those concepts and those perspectives on how your thoughts control your emotions control your actions. And if your actions are giving you the signs out there where it's repelling people, then take a step back and say, whoa, am I in that like egoic state? Why am I presenting in a way where people are being turned off? Why
Right.
do I feel upset? Like something is violating a value, and should I fight for it right now, or just let bygones be bygones? Let people talk. Be curious about what they're saying, so I can ask them questions, so they can hear themselves speak, and then
Right.
they can correct themselves.
Right. I
It
love that skill. That is awesome.
takes a
Yeah.
while. It
Yeah.
does take a
That's a
while.
hard skill, but it's a
Oh my
good one.
gosh, yeah. If you grew up like I grew up, I mean, I grew up in a dysfunctional household, mixed. Grew up. I was born in 1976. I was never white enough. I was never black enough.
Yeah, I hear you.
Freaking. I mean, I wasn't born rich, but I wasn't born poor either.
Right. So
Yeah,
you're like in the middle of everything.
yeah. It's just that the abuse in my household and the fights all the time because of
Yeah, me
religion
too.
kind of thing. You develop like you're just like one, you walk on eggshells to make sure you don't get in a fight, or you're ready to fight. You're flight, fight, flight, fight, flight, fight. And you
Yeah.
get like really good on how to read people so you can not have to get into this fight. Or you become a badass and you want to fight everybody. Like it all sucks. And it gets tiring. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So when you learn how to get out of that flight, fight response, so people with the trauma, this, that, and the third, and grow, and your intention is to not live there. Yo, when you're in the egoic state and you end up climbing the ladder of consciousness, that's where the money is. So if we're going to talk about money, the money comes to you when you're able to live up here and serve, serve, serve without expectation.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, oh, like people don't remember what you say, but they remember how you make them feel. Sometimes they remember what you say, but they always remember how you make them feel. And if it's like, oh man, I'm searching for a coach. Oh my gosh, Chris, yeah. That's not like a ploy or manipulation. I'm just like serving.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving to get, like give to get, then I'm in my egoic state.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Right. So when you're
Yeah.
really clear on your lens, you're really clear on who you're uniquely capable of serving, why you want to do it, outcome, solution, problem, pain. Look at your life and your own origin story, your own transformation. Like your niche is right there.
Yeah.
It's literally right there.
Yeah.
Now, how to monetize it, I mean, that's logistics, marketing,
Yeah.
where like connections, like that's that other stuff, right? You can hire somebody to help you do that.
Yeah.
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 That's helpful.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I have to, yeah, I gotta rewatch this because you've given me so many amazing nuggets as you always do.
Perfect.
Um, but you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
You are a joy to talk to every time. And I know this is probably going to be one of those videos that go, get the 1,000 hits like the other one did.
Cool.
Because you're just so good. You're just really intuitive. You listen, you're giving us good tips. And I think that anybody who's going through what I'm going through right now, which is just trying to find that
Mm,
needs to hear this.
mm.
So thank you, Chris.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
sure we're going to talk again. We
Yes,
need to get to the values assessment.
I
Um,
know.
I put it in there in the chat, but we can go over it one time down
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah. Want to go over now or?
It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
want
okay.
to
So let's go. Let's do another one, and we'll go over it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then we can
cool.
go over it. We can kind of do like a step one or a part one, part two type thing, and
Yeah.
and go over that assessment, and people can come back on and watch the second part.
Be great. And see what
Yeah.
I mean? This is like coaching, right? I didn't want to lead the conversation. Probably did a lot of talking, but this is like kind of like an interview style coaching type thing. But
Yeah.
it just flew, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
stop, we got to do this values assessment because this is what I want to do. Like,
Right.
it's like, now
Exactly.
let me get to it.
And
Yeah.
I didn't need notes either. I like that. I like that. That we were able to be natural. That's a very good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much. Coaching and counseling in Connecticut,
Yes.
right?
I.
So I'm sorry.
That is we. That is me and my wife.
Yeah, that's right. And you're coaching and counseling CT, right?
Yeah. Oh, if you're going to go on the website,
Yeah.
coachingandcouncelingct.com.
.com.
That's where you can find us. I put a ton, I mean, that's just like our website, but I put a ton of content on my Facebook page, public page. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you
What's
want
your
to follow
what
me,
is it? The same one? Is it coaching and counseling?
nope, it's Christopher Michael Jackson. So it's not
Okay.
like our business page. It's literally my page. I put out
Oh,
content.
your own personal page.
Own
Okay.
personal page. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess if you're going to post this, maybe I should just post my there. But it's Michael Jackson.
Right.
Christopher Michael Jackson. I guess it's like facebook.com/Christopher Michael Jackson. I think that's how the addresses go in Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So check me out.
Yeah.
Friend me up.
Yes, please do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a very special moment for me. I hope that you guys have gotten a lot out of this. Please email me at hello@straighttalknosugaradded.com. And that way, any questions that you have, I can filter them through Chris. If you don't find him on the Facebook, I can send you that information as well. I'll make sure to link his information at the bottom of this video so you guys can click it away. Please share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Thank you. Later.
Thank you, Chris. That was phenomenal.